Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we're making cinnamon rolls, but not just any old cinnamon rolls. We're making Biscoff cinnamon rolls. The ingredients for the dough, which is like a brioche, you need are 400 grams of baker's flour, 100 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, 70 grams of caster or white sugar, 2 grams of salt, 8 grams of yeast, 250 ml lukewarm milk, and 100 grams of butter. All right, let's start. So as I said, lukewarm milk, we add the sugar, and we add the yeast. Let's just whisk it up a bit. And then we let that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until it starts little frothing up the top. So you can tell that the yeast is active. Okay, so the yeast is starting to bubble on the top, so it's all active. Now we get and put everything together. As always, we put the liquids in first. So if you put in the liquids first, the flour won't stick to the walls of the mixer. Then the 2 eggs, the salt, and both flours. After that, we put it into the machine. And we use the door hook for that. So you put the door hook in, and then put the machine up and start on slow. Put it up to 2. This has got a scale up to 10. So on 2 until the flour and the liquid mixed in slightly. Then we can increase the speed. Okay, so now we're increasing the speed to about 5 or 4 and let it run for 1 minute. After this minute, we're turning off the machine and we're adding the butter. So we're just adding a little bit and start letting it run. And then another piece. It's soft butter, so it will be quite easily mixed in. And now basically all we need to do is let the dough run until it comes loose from the edge. And that indicates that the gluten has developed and the dough is ready. All right, so now we turn it up. Now this process will take about 10 minutes, but you will definitely notice when the dough is coming loose from the bowl. All right, let's take it out. Get that out. As you can tell, it's quite a soft dough, but we want nice, soft, moist rolls so that we don't want to dry it out too much. So we put a little bit of flour around the edge of the dough. That makes the dough easy to come out. And then we put it into the bowl. And that's it. Take the bowl and we put a tea towel on top of it. Now we let that rest for about half an hour. If it's a cold room, please put it in the oven with the light on and it will rise much faster. All right, I see you in half an hour. Okay, so while the dough is rising, we make our filling. It's very simple. It's basically sugar, cinnamon, and butter, but we put some Biscoff biscuit crumbs in it. So that gives it an extra flavor. So, yep, let's start. Let's put the Biscoff biscuits in a food processor. and let it run. Okay, nearly done. Now we're just adding our brown sugar and our cinnamon. It's 70 grams of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, but that's really up to you. You can add more sugar or you can add more cinnamon. It's really how sweet you like it and how strong you like it in cinnamon. Smells like Christmas cookies. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we've got our filling done. Okay, so we have done the crumbs for the filling, which is the cinnamon, the brown sugar, and the Biscoff biscuit. Now we need to do the butter spread. So we have got 250 gram butter, very soft butter, and we have got 125 gram of Biscoff. And then we put the lid on. Just clean the sides down a bit, so all the butter, the plain butter is incorporated. And that's it. Okay, so the dough has doubled in size, so now let's roll it out. We try to roll it into a square, so we get a nice big curl inside the scroll or the cinnamon roll. All right, so let's start. Use a lot of flour. Just make sure underneath the dough is plenty of flour so it won't stick to your bench. Also, as you can see, we put nicely flour inside our bowl so it doesn't stick. So now use the rolling pin and gently roll it out. Make sure you take it straight out of the bowl and roll it out. Don't knead it up again or do anything like that, because you just make the dough more rubbery and it will pull together and it won't be nice and fluffy and rising really well. And then what you can do is you can do this, roll it up, flour the bench, roll it back down. And the same at the other side, put it on your rolling pin, roll it up, under flour underneath, and see, now everything is freely moving, just the way we like it. Now we have rolled out the dough to a shape we like. Now we start to put the fillings on. First we put the butter on, and then we put the Biscoff crumbs on. And then we roll it up. Okay, let's do that. We put the butter on evenly. Of course, it's up to you. If you like it really rich, you can add a bit more butter, but I think that's just the perfect amount. And then we use this palette knife. It's a bent palette knife, which is perfect for cake decorating or spreading flat surfaces where you can't use a normal palette knife. You won't quite put it to the end. I leave a little gap to the end so we can roll it up dough to dough and it sticks together better instead of all oozing out to the tray. All right, so that's this one. Now let's put the crumbs on. So we leave a third of the crumbs for the topping, and 2/3 of the crumbs we have blended up, we put inside. Okay, now let's roll it up. Just bit by bit at the beginning. And again. So we're becoming a nice scroll on the inside. Keep this in. So we always keep the ends in when we roll it up, and we push the flour off and roll it up again, and roll it up, and roll it up, and again the same and the same. As you see, the roll is quite thick, but we're going to have it nice, beautiful inside. And that's it. So now we're starting to cut it. We're going to use a thin knife, one which has got a narrow blade and a thin blade, not a thick like a chopping knife, because it will get stuck to the dough. So what we do, we cut it in half and just slice it. Don't push it. The more you push it, the more you squash it. All right? So and then we cut it in slices, I would say about 2.5 centimeters. As you can see, very easy, nice slicing. No pushing. Don't push the dough down. Okay, so let's just place them nicely on there with a bit of a gap, because they're going to expand. So we put 4 and 3. Done. And now what we're going to do, we cover them again with a tea towel, and I'll put them in the oven just with the light on and let them rest for about 20 minutes to half an hour until they've doubled in size. While the scrolls or the rolls are rising, we make the topping. So it's an icing. It's a very simple icing. Of course, you can use any icing you wish. You can make cream cheese icing or just icing sugar and lemon or whatever you prefer. But this icing is very easy to make. Plus, it's not like a cream cheese icing. It only lasts for a couple of days. So it is sweetened condensed milk, 1 tin or 1 can. Here we go, that's about 395 grams. Then we have the juice of a half a lemon, and we have a half a cup of icing sugar. We put that all into the machine and let it rise, or let it run. So, as always, slowly at the beginning, and when the sugar is incorporated, so we don't make a huge mess, we let it run on fast until the icing becomes white, like almost like a egg white whip. All right, I'll see you when it's finished, and I'll show you the result. As you can see, the color has changed, much whiter now. It's about ready. Okay, so the icing has run for about 5 minutes. It's nice and white now. Looks like a normal icing or like a whipped meringue. It's a little bit more runny, but we let it sit on the side until we are ready to use it for the topping. As you can see, they have risen really well. So now, for a bit extra goodness, which makes it a bit more gooey, we put some more brown sugar with a tiny bit of cinnamon on top. Okay, the oven is at temperature 150 degrees. Let's put them in. Okay, so it's been 22 minutes. So let's take them out. Here we go. Look at those beauties. Still nice and moist in the middle. Let's just let them cool down for about half an hour. Okay, so now we put the icing on. Of course, it's really up to you how much icing you prefer. Some people put lots on it, some people just put a few drizzles on it, but we just do sort of a medium amount. So what you do is use it like this and then let it run. All right, so like that. And again, lift it up. When it starts running, you go across. And if you like a lot of icing, you just go more like that. Yeah? So it's really up to you how much icing you would like, but some people don't like a lot of icing, some people like a lot. So as long as you lift it up and when it runs, you go across the bun. And as I said before, that icing, you don't have to worry about, like when you do it with cream cheese, it doesn't go off. You just, when you've got lots left, put them in a plastic container and they stay fresh for several days. Okay, so now what we do is we put the crunched up Biscoff biscuits on top. It's the same again. You put on as much as you like. And don't they look spectacular? Yeah, so you get the bit crunch, you get the soft buns with the moist sweetness to it, and then a little bit of crunch on top. Just perfect. All right, I hope you enjoy them. Okay, so let's try now, because that's the best part of it. Okay, we take a piece, we cut it in half. Look at the marbling, beautiful. And it's flaking like it should be. Let's try. You can really taste the Biscoff. Not too sweet, but very moist, just beautiful. So please, as always, subscribe, follow us, share, and leave a comment down below if you like us to make anything else what you're interested in. By the way, did anyone notice the bread in the background? It's one of our loaves we do once a week. So please check it out on our YouTube channel, Gunther's Kitchen, and I see you in the next video.